Are you ready to team up and make a difference with your talents?
That's right. We'd love to have you participate in the American Patchwork and Quilting 1 Million Pillowcase Challenge. I'm Kim.
And I'm Chris, and you're watching the DIY Dish. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the DIY Dish. We'd like to thank Joanne Fabric and Craft Stores for making this episode possible. Now, you know, I think sewing and crafting and creating is something we all enjoy. And to be able to use those talents to benefit another person, well, that's just the icing on the cake.
Absolutely. So we have joined with those who love to sew and quilt all across the country to be part of the American Patchwork and Quilting 1 Million Pillowcase Challenge. Pretty exciting stuff going on over there.
Now, if you're new to the challenge, then let us fill you in on how it works and what it goes for. They're challenging everyone out there to turn your love of quilting and sewing into messages of hope, love, and comfort. Now, they may go to a foster child, a cancer patient, perhaps even victims of domestic violence and others. So the idea is simple. You make and donate pillowcases to local charities in our communities.
So today we're going to show you a very easy technique for making a simple pillowcase. Now, some may refer to it as the burrito method or the hot dog method, but here's what you'll need to get started.
You'll want to pick up 3/4 yard main fabric, a 1/4 yard of some coordinating fabric, which is going to become your cuff, and a 2.5 inch strip of accent fabric. Now, let me show you how easy this is to do. Okay, Kim has already taken the 2.5 inch wide strip of fabric, and she's folded it in half and pressed the seams.
Okay, and those are wrong sides together.
Yes.
Okay.
So we have a nice crease there. Okay. But go ahead and set that aside, Kim.
All right.
Because right now what we're going to do is we're going to take our cuff fabric, that's the 1/4 yard, and we're going to lay it out all the way across with the right side facing up. Now go ahead and take the 2.5 inch that was folded, and let's line up those edges against the raw edges against the raw edge at the top here. And we just need to place it there. We don't need to pin it.
Oh, no.
Not yet.
Okay.
Okay,
Even
there
better.
we go. Let's make sure that's all even.
Okay.
And finally, you'll take your main fabric. Isn't this fun? I'm actually using flannel on this particular pillowcase, but it doesn't matter what kind of fabric you use. And this time we're going to put the right side facing down.
Okay.
And simply place it over top of your other two pieces. Okay? Making sure all the edges are nice and aligned.
Okay, now do we pin it?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
We're very close. This time we're going to take the bottom edge of our fabric because it's come down so far, and we're actually going to roll it. This is where you get the idea
burrito
of
method.
or sometimes the hot dog method or
Sure.
the tube method. I've heard it called all different names. Here we
Okay.
go. And we're going to fold it, or roll it, excuse me, about halfway up, just until we see this bottom piece of fabric.
Okay.
Now at this time, we'll simply take that bottom piece and roll it over the top.
And I'm guessing now we can pin it.
Now we can pin it. So line up those edges.
Okay.
Okay. And now when you pin, just make sure that you have caught all the layers.
Okay.
So that's probably the trickiest part of all. And it's really not too bad. You just want to make sure all your layers are pinned together. Okay, notice that all of our layers are pinned together. Now we can take it over to our sewing machine, and we're going to sew a straight line down at about using about a 1/2 inch seam allowance.
Okay.
Okay, all done with that.
Great.
Now, this is when my kids like to say the magic starts. Because this time we're going to actually turn this tube inside out by pulling out the center. Okay, perfect. Now you'll notice that all of your seams are enclosed.
Very
Isn't
nice.
that great?
Yeah, I love that.
So you have that cute
So
little
cute.
flap hanging out there and no raw edge on the back side.
Nice.
So nice and pretty. Now from here, you'll want to take it over to your ironing board.
Okay.
Press the seams so that it has a nice crisp edge.
Sure.
Exactly. And actually, after I do that, I like to take it back to my sewing machine and do a top stitch along that accent piece. But that one's entirely optional. Okay, nice job, Kim. Now at this point, if you take a look at it and you go, oh, those raw edges are, or the selvage edges are showing, and I don't want that. Well, of course you wouldn't want that. So just go ahead and take your rotary cutter
Sure.
and just trim it up the sides so that all of your pieces are even on both sides. Okay, from here, you'll go ahead and put right sides together, folding in your pillowcase in half. And depending on the method that you prefer finishing it, you can either finish it with a French seam, or if you have a serger, you want to serge that side edge and as well as along the bottom, you could do that at this time. If you don't have a serger and you don't know how to do the French seam, then you can even just do a regular stitch.
Sure.
But also do a zigzag stitch over top of that to make sure and secure those edges.
So now you're just simply going across the bottom
Yep.
and up the side, and then you're done.
And then you're done.
That
And
easy.
exactly. Now let's take a look at some of the finished photos here.
I think this would make a great gift just to give your own kids. I could see for different holidays and all the fun fabrics that are available at Joann's.
Yeah, why not make it a tradition?
Oh yeah, a new pillowcase for every holiday. To close, we want to thank our sponsor today, Joann Fabric and Craft Stores, for making this episode possible. Be sure to visit your local Joann's or online for fabrics and notions that are perfect for projects like these.
And remember, when you're ready to donate your finished pillowcases, find your nearest drop-off center and you'll be sure that they'll go to a wonderful cause.
Thank you for joining us today. We hope you felt that creativity was served. Bye-bye.